I know some of y'all are like, I don't want to watch you work out, Trent. But really, I just want to go live as some accountability. Just being legendary. So what I'm doing in here, so y'all know, this is what works for me. So I've been an athlete my whole life since I was 4. And what I call a fountain of youth, this is just my opinion, right? I ain't one of these internet gurus that's going to tell you how to do your thing. Like, number one, it's about figuring out what works best for you. People think I lift heavyweight. I don't. I'm a body weight guy, lightweight guy, high rep guy. And I'm getting back in shape. Since my foot has been hurt for the last few years, I'm finally getting my strength back. So I'm in the journey of getting back to running Trent, right? The me that runs miles and stuff like that. That's what I love to do. But anyways, my fountain of youth recipe is that sauna, my cold plunge. And listen, if you ain't got a cold plunge, you can put ice in your bath, whatever like that. If you ain't got a sauna, if you in Texas, just step outside. But in Pilates, my Pilates reformer to me saved my life. That's a little bit extreme, but that helped my foot more than anything, my ankle more than anything that I did, Pilates. And so a lot of people that have a lot of muscle and things like that are swole, for me, this is just me personally. I want to be an athlete. So, gosh, they loud, cut my grass. I wanted to be able to do all things. I want to be able to lift with you. I want to be able to run with you. I want to be able to move with you. Now, I'm getting older, so it looks a little different. But I am a person that believes in a lot of tradition. Golly. Come on, bro. Damn. Hold on, y'all. Golly, he loud in the mug. I didn't even know I'm on live. But for me, I do what works for me, where I feel best at. Come on, man. Bro. They're doing to move around. But thank you. So anyways, my fountain of youth is mobility, Pilates, I'm yoga, whatever you want to call it. Some people think, you want to just say stretching. But basically mobility and infrared sauna or dry sauna, and for me, cold plunging. So that's what I love to do. That's where I feel the best at. And intermittent fasting, okay? So anyways, I'm about to get off this live in a minute, but I'm gonna just show y'all my workout and what I'm doing. So what I'm doing boxing. I love to box. Just in case somebody wanna test me, I gotta have my hands right. I love to box. I'm doing my treadmill. It's a self-motorized treadmill, true form. I'm doing Pilates. You see me do some elevated squats, slant board squats. I'm doing some med ball slams. I got my Pilates chair right here. You can't see it. I'm doing some core work on there. And then I got my air bike. And so I'm a big cardio guy. And it's kind of my day of just like, really, I lifted yesterday. So that's what I'm doing. I'm about to do a few more reps and then, I don't know, probably get off here. Stop being boring. But back to Young Dog. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all back? All right. We almost done. Well, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. What you need? Yeah, we gotta wait till it cool down a little bit. We almost done. Hey, we cannot go swimming at all. Said wait. Kids, man, already trying to tell you what to do. So listen, I'm not the speed I want to be. But you guys know my journey. I've been hurt for a long time, right? So I think it's pretty cool. I get to run. What's up? Hey, close the door. They say this the land of the free. It seems like the land of Woo, I got slow. You gonna move around with the same man? These dudes are annoying. These dudes are annoying. They're doing their job though. Nah, I'm running slow. I'm about to be 40. And my foot, man, you know, I tore my Achilles, so I used to be able to run really, really fast. But I'm working back to it. Shoulder grind. Let's see. Who do I want to picture as his punching bag? I got some people in mind. Whew. Let's go. My dang feet bad right now. But boxing to kick your butt. That's why I ain't trying to fight nobody. No violence. Woo. I'm gonna run through each one of these things with y'all and I'm gonna leave. So we got here. I know, D-Flow. Come test these hands, Flo. I want to try them out on somebody. What's up? But I can't really push off my left like that. Hey, Flo, I'm your new trainer, bro. Come train with me. I get you right. I get you right, bro. Come train. Come to the Shelton gym. Shoot. Woo. It's harder than it looks. Maya, you better just dial on the door. I told you what time I'm going, okay? You ask me again, we're not going. Huh? Leave it alone. Y'all chill inside. These kids, man. But nah. I'm about 30 pounds over, I wouldn't say overweight, but where I'm running, because I'm a runner, so I'm dropping about 30 pounds in probably the next 2 months. So y'all see it. But I'll show y'all kind of what I got in here. Since we're about to move anyway. So this is my rack. I hardly use it. Like I said, I'm not a big lifter like that. Like I lift sometimes, my son uses it more. Vertimax, which is great. Get some hops, I'm too old for that. Best treadmill out, True Form, RDL, boom. And then, like I said, to all the fellas out there, I think the best thing you can do for your body is Pilates. Straight up, I put that against anything. Pilates, and I proved it. I brung some dudes that are strong as hell to Pilates, they tapped out. So my reformer, and listen, you don't have to buy a reformer, they're expensive, but you can do regular Pilates, but my reformer, I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna do a few of these and then I'm out of here. This is so random, I never go live of doing no workout. So enjoy it. Flo, come train me, bro. Come be my boxing trainer. Hold on, let me see. All right, let's see. I'm trying to sell a lot of this too. Who want to buy it? Ooh. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Everybody join, ain't nobody talking. What's up? Let me talk to y'all for a moment.
Taylor's on in a whole lot.
Who been here since the beginning so I can talk to you? All right. Hey, this is all I want to tell y'all. And I've said this before, and I've just went on live. I just want to go live randomly. Sometimes I do that just to keep my muscle of going live. I had no intention on here. I just want to press live. I know this ain't why y'all follow me. You know what I mean? But I want to say this for those who stuck around, and I think it's very important. You know, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, but for a lot of my life, I understood the importance of movement and body, and you know, being an athlete, like I had to for sure. But then as I got older, and like I said, me not being able to move the last 2 years like I want, I understand even more importance of like, you know, being healthy and taking care of yourself. And like I said, some people think, oh, Trent, you're in great shape. Like the guy just left. He's like, man, you, oh. And what he don't know, like, I'm not in the shape that I want to be in, right? So I'm working towards that. Like I said, by my goal by my 40th birthday, well, the standard, it's not even a goal, I'm going to do it, is I'm going to be in my best shape I've been in, you know, since 30. And it's going to happen because it's pretty easy. Like, I always tell people success is easy. Most people just don't really believe, and you don't have the energy of belief, you know what I mean? And the energy of belief is very contagious. It's like, I call it soul momentum, but if you really don't believe, whatever you do is never gonna land, it's never gonna hit. And what I was saying when I got, like, what I wanted to say, my brain is foggy right now, my brain time. I'm about to go, so when I finish here, I'm about to go walk on the incline treadmill. I got an incline in the house, walk on that treadmill for about 20, 30 minutes at 12 incline on probably 2.8 speed. I'm gonna try to keep my heart rate in zone 2. And then I'm hitting the pool with my daughters. They keep bugging me. So, and actually I'm doing that so they can go to sleep early tonight because I'm in daddy daycare. So I'm gonna wear them out. My wife be like, how do you put them to sleep? Wear them out. That's what my dad used to do. But yeah, there's like a lot of information, and I'm gonna say this before my phone dies. I talk about this in like living a legendary life when I'm on stage, and I've shared this. There's 3 types of people, and make sure y'all give me this credit. Just playing. People be taking my stuff all the time. I don't need the credit, as long as somebody getting help. But there's 3 types of people in this world, right? And basically it comes down to either you're the consumer or the producer. In my whole life, for some reason, I've always wanted to be the producer. Now we have to be the consumer at times, right? I consume products, I consume information, but I can say the majority of who I am, I'm a producer, right? I produce my ideas. I go put in the work. You know what I mean? I don't wait. Like I don't like watching. I like working. You know, when I was younger, I remember watching the national championship basketball game. It was Arizona with Mike Beebe, I think Miles Simon, when I was younger. And I'll never forget, I was watching them win the national championship and I was crying. I don't know, it was the 90s, so early, or 90s, yeah. So I don't know how old I was, but maybe like 12, 10, I don't know, something like that. And I remember crying, like as a kid. And I was crying because I told myself, I said, that's going to be me one day. Like, and I really meant it. Like, I wasn't good with just watching somebody else win. You know what I mean? I cheer for people, but I always wanted to experience it for myself. I've never been good with just being around somebody who's winning. Like, I want to be the person, not in a selfish way, but I want to experience it because I know it's available. And so my whole entire life, I've had that mindset. And that's literally how I've been able to achieve so much in 40 years from playing the NFL. You know, even when I had an entertainment business, you know, that was pretty successful. Entertainment like throwing parties. I don't try to think something crazy. Ain't no Diddy stuff over here going on. But, you know, I had an entertainment. We threw parties and music, and it was pretty successful. Then obviously what I'm doing now is pretty successful. And so the thing I tell people is like, you got a choice. And we live in a world of consuming information. And I think the mistake a lot of people make is that they consume so much information and they become what they're consuming. Right? So like I told y'all today, y'all might see me do this. Somebody might be influenced. Okay, I'm gonna start working out like Trent, which I understand that, but that might not be for you, right? And the sweet spot of life is finding your formula that works for you. And you can adjust, you can change. I'm not saying you can't be inspired, but don't be so inspired that you become something that really isn't meant for you to become. And so one thing that I contribute and attribute to myself is I've been very good at like deciphering, using discernment, like what's for me, what's not for me. I'm very good at trial and error, right? I'm very good at like, okay, I'm going to try this out and see if it works. But if you're always switching things, if you're always becoming like what you're consuming all the time, then you're never going to truly be you. And you're going to be chasing what I call identity, if that makes sense, right? You're chasing an identity because you truly haven't embraced your own. Now, I'm not saying you can't add to your armor, right? You can't take things from here and take things from there. So I talk about the 3 types of people in the world. And the 3 types of people in the world are, number 1, is watchers. You know, this is the majority of people. You know what I mean? They sit around and they watch. Like some of y'all just watch me all day. Like I get it, I appreciate it, but you just watch. You know what I mean? Like you want things to change, but you just watch other people live their life. You just sit on the sidelines of life, basically, and just watch and commentate, etc. Give your opinion on things, put in your 2 cents, and you just watch. And I think we live in a world where people are becoming more watchers. Like you scroll on your phone, you just watch people. And I get that. I have my times of the day where I sit and scroll and watch and I'm entertained. Obviously, I'm a hip hop head, so Drake and Kendrick was entertaining me the last week, 2 weeks or whatever, 3 weeks. But at the same time, I don't stay in that identity, if that makes sense. Like I don't just stay a watcher. Like I want to go create some success for myself. I want to go create some legendary for myself. You know what I mean? I want to go experience it. It's available, so why not go experience it? Why not go take it? And so a lot of people stay watchers their whole life, right? They just watch. The second type of person is a wisher. This is the type of person that just wishes things would get better. They hope. They probably complain a lot. They pray a lot, which is great. They have conversation, you know what I mean? They buy a lot of things and they consume a lot of stuff. But deep down inside, they don't really have that hunger to actually put in the work to make it work. And a lot of people are wishers. Like they sit around, man, I wish things could change. I wish somebody would give me an opportunity. I wish this friend would support me. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. And I understand being in that identity for a little bit. 'Cause sometimes I get in that identity like, man, I wish things were different, but I don't stay there. I say, I wish things were different. And then I go work to make things different. And the third person, which is the person that I consider myself, and the person a lot of you are on this live, is a worker, right? You're the person that the watcher watches. You're the person that the wisher wishes they can be, right? You're the person. You're the person that puts in the work. You're the person that's the producer. You're the person that takes action. Like that's what changes everything. But we live in a society right now where a lot of people stay that first 2 that I talked about, those first 2 identities. So I want to just share that with y'all. I know it might not be a big breakthrough for y'all, but like, look at your cell phone. Are you doing more consuming than you are producing? Are you doing more watching? Like, I'm just going to be honest. Buying the next book probably isn't going to change your life. I know I shouldn't say that because I got books coming out, but I believe in protect your peace, Will. But seriously though, like some of y'all, it's not about the next book. I share this on stage. For some of y'all, your next level is not upward, it's inward. If you're 40 plus years old, 30 plus years old, it's probably not information that you don't have, unless of course you're dealing with a sickness or something. But it's probably not the information you don't have, the reason why your life isn't changing, right? I believe that you probably have the information that you have. It's inside of you. So some of us, it's not about like obtaining something else. It's not about, oh, I got to get this. Let me get the next book and listen to the next podcast. And doing all the things, because I have podcasts that I want you to listen to. But hopefully that kind of gives you some inspiration and motivation when you listen. But just know, like, that's why on my podcast, I speak to your heart because I want you to discover what you already have inside of you. You know what I mean? And so I think some of us, it's almost like it's not self-sabotage, but it's like, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now, but it's like, as long as you feel, because I've been here before in my life, like as long as you feel like the reason why you're not at where you want to be is because you're missing something, or you haven't had that big break, or there's something else out there that you need, it kind of justifies you not going to live your best life, right? As long as I can blame, like, oh, it's because I didn't get the opportunity. Oh, it's because this person didn't do this for me. Oh, it's because I don't have this. I don't have this resource. Oh, it's because, and most people stay in that, oh, it's because. And I can find a lot of reasons, oh, it's because in my life. But I didn't want that to be how I live my life. I didn't want that to be, oh yeah, the reason I'm here is because this, and this. Like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not using that as a reason to look my kids in the eyes and tell them the reason daddy settled in life because of such and such, because of this, because of that. Hell no. You know what I mean? And I'm speaking from a place, I'm glad it's only 100 people in here, Well, that's a lot of people, but I'm speaking from a place of real, like true. Like I've lived this for 15 years. You know what I mean? And the work that I put in is not because, okay, I think I do have a gift from God. That's what y'all tell me. And I believe it because some of this, I can't explain how I got here necessarily. But I think it's God-given. I think that's a big thing, understanding God's purpose for your life and understanding the gifts that he bestowed upon you. We all have a gift. But the thing, hold on, let me put this part down so I can keep talking to y'all. You see, I'm trying to justify why I'm not doing my workout right now. The thing that I would tell you is like, for me, is I always think about like the possibility in everything. Like I can have a million impossibilities around me, a million like, man, this is far-fetched. But I just think about the possibility and I go attack it and I create the energy and belief. And I go back to what I said at the beginning of this conversation, like the belief in yourself. Most people don't have that. They talk like it, they act like it, but they don't have it. And I just feel like that's the supernatural thing that really makes things go, right? That really connects you to people. Like if you don't believe in it, how can somebody else really believe in it? And so for me, I have plenty of opportunity to be like, oh yeah, the reason I'm here because of this and because of that. But I never wanted to like accept that. I didn't accept that was going to be my story. And I just put my head down. Like I never worked for a person in my life. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, but that's been my goal. I was like, I don't want to work for nobody. And I've always figured it out. I've grinded. I've trained. Well, I did work for 24-hour fitness. Let me take that back. But it was still kind of my class. So I was kind of on my own schedule. But I grinded. I figured it out. You know what I mean? I made myself more valuable as a human being. You know, I understood that. And that's not like some tactical thing that you can do. It's just really believing in yourself and asking yourself, what value do I want to bring to the world? What value do I want to bring to the people around me? And it's not always the words that you say. Sometimes it's just what you do. Like I said with my son, he sees me in here, right? My son sees me do all the things that I'm telling him to do. Like, and he's seen it for a long time since he's been a little kid. He's seen me run the routes that I'm trying to teach him how to run. He's seen me, you know, wake up early. He's seen me putting to work with rehab time and making videos late at night. He's seen it. You know what I mean? So if you ask him, it ain't no surprise. He'll be like, yeah, my dad been doing that since I was born. I've watched him do it. And that's the obsessiveness, the healthy obsessiveness that you got to have. And some of us, I'm going to be real, we don't have it. And I'm not saying that's the reason why you're not where you want to be or not. But a lot of us, we really ain't obsessed with the right things. A lot of us, we accept with the wrong stuff. We accept what the person on social media is doing. We're obsessed with what our neighbors doing. Oh, look what they did. Look at their grass, girl. We obsessed with all these other things, man. Like, become obsessed with your purpose and what you have and like attack it and put belief in it. Like you can't, and this is another thing, y'all. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off here for real. Because I got to get on this treadmill and I got to jump in this pool. But this is what I would say. Whatever you do, okay, don't bring non-belief energy, right? And what I mean by that, I'm going to probably do a podcast about this. Non-belief energy is like you put out something and you kind of tiptoe with it. Oh, you know, this is just this, you know, I'm just putting out this. I really don't care about it much, but, you know, I'm just going to put out this, you know, I'm going to just do this event and, you know, it's not a big deal. You know, come if you want. And what you're doing, you're protecting yourself from failure. And so many people do that, man. They protect themselves from failure and they're afraid to like say, hey, man, like you need to come to this event. Like, I'm going to tell you this. Like your belief in something is contagious. Like why would I ever come or consume anything you doing when you don't have no belief in it? Why should I take my time and waste my time going to do something that you have? That's like me saying, hey guys, you know, yeah, I got my event on September 21st. Like come if you want, it's going to be okay. Nah, y'all need to come. It's going to change your life. I promise you. I know what I'm bringing to the table, right? I believe in it. And so for some of us, we're so nonchalant, so non-belief, so freaking timid with our stuff. You know what I mean? And this is what always helped me. I had a friend that told me this. He said, Trent, if you don't believe in it, if you don't get people to believe in what you do and take a part of what you do, somebody else that cares less than you is going to get the opportunity with that person. And I said, oh man. He said, do you feel like you're the person that cares the most? Absolutely, I do. Hey, well, bring that energy towards everything you do. Don't tiptoe. Don't half-ass anything. don't non-belief anything, and that changed my life. So anything that I do, anything I put out, I'm going to believe in it. The book that I write, some people say, oh, Trent, you promote your book too much. There's no such thing. I'm going to promote Protect Your Peace Till I Die. I believe in it so much. Why would I stop because somebody says, oh, you shouldn't promote your book? What you want me to promote? What you want me to promote? Politics? What Donald Trump is doing? What Biden is doing? What you want me to promote? I'm going to promote what I believe in, what I stand for, and I'm going to go hard for it. I ain't going to tiptoe around it. What you want me to promote? My favorite sports team? Hell no. I know how that works because I played in the NFL. It's a business. They can care less about you. So I refuse to do that. Now, I love sports, and I watch sports, and I have my teams, but I refuse to put more energy into something that won't even do anything for my life than something that does something for my life. And y'all got athlete trend going in, okay? But legendary. And I believe that. I believe we all are a legend. And I know sometimes it can make people uncomfortable, right? It's like, oh, you believe in yourself too much. Those are people that are insecure. Those are people that want to believe in themselves, but they don't. So stop being apologetic with people and like tiptoeing around people. Oh, you believe in yourself too much. Oh, you have too much confidence. Oh, you're cocky. No, you're always going to be, I'll leave on this. You're always going to be too much for people who ain't doing enough. Always going to be doing too much. There's no such thing as doing too much purpose, y'all. Of course, don't take that out of context. Of course you can do too much, right? But you know what I mean? So you got to bring that energy into what you do or else it's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now, especially in the world that we in right now, you know how hard it is to break through on the internet? I know people say, oh, there's plenty of room. Like, it's super hard to break through. It's super hard to break through in anything that you do. You have to be a leader at what you do, and it starts with you really believing in yourself and you mastering your craft, you caring about whatever that you do, whatever you put out. Some sleepless nights. Of course, I want you to get your sleep. Sleep is very important to the journey of success. Rest is the most important recipe, but sometimes you got to make some investments into what you want to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you kingdom of God, go harder for God then, bro. You know what I mean? Like, don't tiptoe around it. If that's what you believe, go harder, right? How God called you to do it, go harder. How God called me to do it, that's what I'm doing, right? I got a list of people. I got millions of people that say, man, Trent, because of your messages, I built a relationship with God. It might not look like how people want me to look like doing it. I might not be the most perfect Christian or do it the right way in their eyes. But again, I'm not living for man. I'm not living for one man, right? I'm going to allow God to judge me. End of the day. But you got to go harder for what you do. Some of y'all will sit around, and I'm going to just say this, and I probably shouldn't say it. Nobody in here, by the way, this just crossed my heart, especially with believers, man. We'll sit down and we'll work harder at tearing somebody else down than actually going out in the streets and going actually and spreading the word. We'll sit on the internet and just literally put our energy towards telling somebody that they ain't doing it right. When it's your perspective, I talk about this a lot. To me, it's childish. I'm not going to spend my energy sitting here trying to open a closed mind necessarily. There's a time and place for that, maybe in conversation offline, but I'd rather give my energy. I can't stand people who sit here and go everybody's pages and sit here and try to tell them what they're doing is wrong and their way is right. Who are you to say your way is right? If your way is right, bring that energy to your page and have that energy into the world. You can't sit on your butt just sitting on behind a computer typing things. That's not how you change the world. You change the world by getting out there, right? And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've been across the world. I've been in public libraries. I've been in the hoods. I've been everywhere. I've done it all. With me and my small team. YMCAs, Boys and Girls Clubs, and the list goes on. Right out there in the streets. But some of us, we'll sit behind the internet and we'll just find, oh, you know, this pastor, they're not doing it right. Let me just use my energy to tear them down. Keyboard gangsters. And I'm not saying you can't hold people accountable. I'm not saying ignore things that are definitely blatantly wrong. I'm not saying that. But some of us need to just understand where our energy is being put towards. But you know why? That's the easy way. I have no respect for people wanting to kick people down. That's the easy. When somebody's down and I see people getting comments and like, oh, I told you they were like that. Oh, they're this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, to me, that's the weakest form of a human being. To kick somebody while they're down, because that takes no strength. It takes no honor. To help somebody stand back up when they're down, that's a test to how strong you are when you pick somebody up. But we don't want to do that. We want to sit behind we got thumb wars. Some of y'all thumb strong as hell, right? You just thumbing, looking like this. Oh, I'm gonna get Trent's comments and I'm gonna say this. And listen, you're really wasting your time because it's not like you're gonna stop me, right? It's not like I'm gonna stop because of your comments. Say, oh, that comment, you know, that person. And listen, There are people who tell me things that I listen to. Like, I'm not saying I'm above critique, right? I'm very, very humble in real life. I am. I'll listen. I'll be like, okay. And there's times where I've had to change some things up, right, in my life. But for the majority of people, like, they'd be like, in the comments, I'm like, you took 2 minutes out of your life to write that long paragraph that I might just delete just to be funny. Or I'm not even gonna pay attention to it. And guess what? The ship is gonna keep on going. So why? Right? If you're that hungry to, put your view of life out there, use your page and fight for it. Right? Don't be a coward, and don't be so easy to go on somebody else's page that they built, they worked for, they fought for, just to put in your 2 cents. To me, that's what I call, I'm not gonna say that, but that's what I call being lazy. I never have done that in my life. You can go fact check. I've never went on nobody's page ever to do that, because I think that's the laziest form of really impacting change. Okay, if I feel different, you know what? I'm gonna build up my page so much so they can experience whatever I'm teaching, whatever I believe in, right? To me, that's the G way. To me, that's the solid way. But most people don't want to work again. They want to be watchers their whole entire life. And you think you're going to stop them. It's just wasting time. So that's what I mean about energy. Where are you putting your energy towards? And that'll change everything. You know what I mean? Put your energy towards it. And again, it's a very crowded world. So whatever it is that you want to do, you want to be a fitness influencer, you want to start this or start that. Yes, it takes believing in and dreaming it, but you got to work. You got to put in action. Be consistent. Yeah, heart to heart. Yeah, people going to post. Listen, I'm not saying what they post is true. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't care. But to sit here and value people's opinions, it will drive you crazy, especially in a position like me, with millions of people following you. Like, I would drive myself crazy. Like, I'm to the point where I usually laugh. It's usually funny. And serious, I'm like, man, this person don't even know. So I'm like, how could you ever comment on my life when you never been around me, you never spent time with me, you don't know me? Now, if somebody who knows me comments, which they're never going to do because we're going to have a conversation offline because we're mature individuals, then that's different. I'll be like, okay, let me call this person. But all I care about is what my people around me think. The people that know me, that's what I care about. Because they know how I show up, they know how I get down, they know my heart. And so stop letting people who don't know your heart control your life. They didn't create you, so stop allowing them to control you. And that's coming from a person that's been dealing with, I don't have a lot of it, but that's from a person that's been dealing with this for the last 15 years. Like, how do you deal with the trolls? Or how do you deal with people? I realize that they can't stop you. No hater can stop God's favor. Period. That's it. Only person that can stop you is the person you give permission to stop you. Like, everybody deserves redemption. Either you've done something wrong, right? We live in a redemption world. Like, everybody deserves redemption. Fix it. Dust yourself off, boo-boo. Get back to it. You know what I mean? Right your wrongs, whatever it may be. Get back to it. You got a life to live. I refuse to get into depression for anybody. For anybody. This life is too short for that. I got kids. I got legacies to live. I refuse to do that. Right? I'm going hard for what I believe in. I'm going hard where God put me on this earth for. And some people might not like it. Some people are Trent, I hate the way Trent talks. Like, Kendra, I hate the way that you talk. I hate the way you dress. I hate the way you... I don't have a lot of people who hate me, by the way. I have a lot of love, a lot of love. But, there are people in the world that just don't. Maybe because how I look. They'd be like, Trent, your teeth are too big. Right? Whatever it may be. I just don't concern myself with opinions. And a lot of us, we sit here and I think this, and I'm going to get in my phone about to die, so if it die, oh well. But I think a lot of us, we entertain opinions too much. We put too much power towards opinions. Opinions are literally somebody stank breath, opening their mouth, saying a word. That's all opinions is. It's just a word. And you give it a meaning. And without giving it a meaning, I just say it's bullshit. Excuse my French. Forgive me, Mom. I know you're probably like, Trent, you shouldn't say that. I get you. I'm sorry. Forgive me, God, if that's like, if you don't like people saying that. But it's like, that's what I call it. It's bull. It's BS. That's it. That's what I label it as. So you got people with stanky breath that ain't brushed their teeth, giving opinions on your life, stanky opinions that don't know nothing. And you start honoring that as your truth. Like, they live in your life. Like, oh my gosh, they said this about me. And you start feeling sad. Why? I always tell people, if you feel sad from opinions, then it probably means you ain't putting the work that you should be. I don't have time to entertain it. Like, my team knows, like, my team will only bring something across my face if it's really important. Like, we had a conversation like, yeah, Trent, I just blocked like 10 people yesterday. Like, they were talking crazy. And I was like, really? And we laugh about it because I've got to a point where I understand where it comes from. Like, if an individual has time to sit there and write, they're not doing anything with their life. I don't have time. Even if I wanted to, like, come on somebody's page and talk shit, I don't have time. I don't. Like, I got kids, I got business, I got y'all, I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm tired. I'm too tired to type. Like, I don't know where y'all get your energy from. I'm too tired to sit here and give you some energy. I need all my energy. I'm selfish with the energy. I need all the energy. I need it all because I don't have a lot of it. I'm getting up there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get what you're saying with a fan, and I understand that, but you got to understand there's a place and time to make comments. You know what I mean? You can disagree all you want, but what I don't agree with is when people disagree with something and they get mad that you don't agree with what they disagree with. And most people do that. Like, you might can put on here like, Trent, I disagree with your point of view. And I can say, well, cool, I don't. And you get mad that I don't agree with your disagreeing. Like, you can disagree all you want, but I don't have to give energy to it. I don't have to entertain it. I don't have to respond to it. It doesn't mean that I'm above anybody else. It's just a different place. Like, I refuse to spend time on the internet with that. If you want to have a conversation in real life, let's have it, right? If you ever see me in public, let's have a conversation. To me, because then, to me, it's not clout chasing. You know what I mean? And most people won't do that. And I promise you, I've seen people on the internet in person that have the energy and they get quiet. And it's not because I'm some tough guy. It's like, oh, y'all was having a bad day. Because you know what? The audience isn't there. A lot of people comment because they want followers. It's a strategy. Like, go in somebody's inbox and have a conversation. I'll respect that a little bit more. But getting on somebody's page, what's the point? A lot of people do that to gain followers and to be like, oh, I'm going to show I'm right. It's ego. And so believe, like, I'm a very humble person. You probably like after this live, I'm not, but I am. Like, you can ask anybody. Like, that's who I am. I will listen. I will consider. But I know my truth. And I know what I'm fighting for. I know my journey. So if you haven't took time to understand my journey, if you haven't took time to understand what I've been through, what I got through, then don't criticize my path when you took no time to understand my journey. And that's what a lot of people do. They criticize somebody's path without understanding where they come from. You know what I mean? You might see a person that's drinking a beer or something like that, or drinking whatever. And you're like, oh, you shouldn't drink beer. You're going to go to hell for drinking beer, whatever you want to say. But what you don't know, maybe they were drinking a 12-pack every single day. And now they're just drinking one beer a day. You know what I mean? They progress. I'm not saying beer is bad. I'm just using it as an example. They progressing towards something. But you catch them drinking that beer, and you say, oh my gosh, you shouldn't drink beer. You're a terrible person. And you don't understand what they've been through. You don't understand what they survived through. You don't understand what they dealt with mentally. And you just put your unwanted opinion on somebody's life. And so I'm emotionally mature enough to always, even with things I disagree with, I'm always thinking about the bigger picture. Man, what did they deal with? What did they go through? Man, what about their journey? Man, what if they actually overcame a lot just to get to where they're at? But a lot of times we don't want to do that because it's too hard. We just want to put our opinion on somebody. And what you don't know, your opinion on somebody can literally kill them. Literally, I've seen it. And you might say they should be more mentally tough. Some people ain't. Some people ain't me. And your opinion could kill them. They might have just broke free from an addiction, whatever it may be, and your opinion could kill them. Because now they're like, dang, I just went through this whole journey. Even with weight. Like, you might catch somebody that might be overweight to you. And oh, look at you, you're overweight. I see you working out, but look at you. Why are you showing off your belly? Why are you doing this and doing that? Like, unwanted opinions, I see it all the time. What you don't know is that person just lost 30 pounds. What you don't know, that person is battling a lot of deeper things. And that person is fighting to get to where they're at. And instead of saying, you know what, keep going. You know what, man, I'm proud of you. But we don't want to do that because we want attention. So I have no respect for people who comment on people's comments. I just don't. I don't. Right or wrong, I just don't. And that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I have no respect for unless it's even if it's crazy, I still don't do it. I see things I don't agree with every single day, but I don't spend time writing my comment under somebody's post. It's their page. Why would I go on their page and talk about how I disagree with them? I just wouldn't. And that's just me. You know what I mean? That's just me. Because if I really want to have a conversation with them, I'm going to hit them up. And if they don't want to listen, I'm okay with it. Cool, because I understand life. I understand their perspective is different than mine. Their life journey has been different than mine. But I'm not going to get on somebody's page and sit there and write a long paragraph about how I'm right and you're wrong. I just wouldn't do that. You know, unless it's some extreme. And of course, don't take me out of context. Unless some extreme, right? Even then, I still wouldn't do it. I would still have a conversation with that person. But again, we live in an internet world where people want to write comments to grow their own page. So they want to use somebody else's platform to grow their own. I've never done that. You know what I mean? I've never done that. Just keeping it real with you. And I'm not against it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But I take pride in actually putting in my own work and actually building my own. I've done it for the last 15 years. So I will never use somebody else's page to sit here and try to bring some more notoriety than me. To me, that's just being weak. To me, that's being, I'm just saying, and some people might disagree, but it just is to me. It shows me that you ain't got no backbone. Go build it. Go build your own. And this is not anybody on my page, by the way, because I'm just speaking in general. Because that's one of the things that do bother me when I see that. Like, even like the shade room, like it'll pop up and I see everybody like comment on a celebrity. Like, I'm just like, what makes y'all just want to just comment on somebody's life? Like, why? Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. Somebody maybe can explain to me. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just don't get it. Like, my mind doesn't go to that. It never goes to that. Be like, okay, let me comment on this. You know? Now there's like the Kendrick and Drake beef. I'm a hip hop fan, right? Or sports. Like, that's different for me. But if it's like somebody's life that something happened to, I'm never gonna be the person that's gonna be like, even sports players, like, I don't see how people, because maybe I was an athlete, like people go down and tear down a sports player. You suck. I'm like, bro, you can't even hold the dude's jockstrap. Like, it's so funny that people say, oh, you're terrible as an athlete, but he in the NFL. Come on, man. You know what it takes to get there? People hate on LeBron. I'm like, you know what it takes to be LeBron James? And you sit there and hate, you just look stupid. You do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody can have their opinion, but sometimes your opinion makes you look like a fool. You know, somebody will be like, oh, LeBron James sucks. I'm just like, what? Like, I get it. Maybe you don't like LeBron necessarily, but you're saying LeBron James sucks. He's 40 years old, playing at a high level. Some of y'all are 30 years old and you can't even bend over. I'm not going to say that because I've been there where I've been hurt, right? I'm a 40-year-old guy, 39. I'm the same age as LeBron. And for me to realize what LeBron is doing right now, I'm like, dang, even if he gets swept out the playoffs, I don't care. But it's people that will sit there and be like, oh, you suck. You're terrible. I'm just like, how? You know, it doesn't mean, I just don't get it. And I understand the point of fans, and I have a definition for fans. I'm not going to say it on here because I'll get in trouble. But fans are fickle. Like, and I've experienced this in sports. I have been, Trent, you're the man. Oh, we love you, Trent. The next game, let me drop a pass. You suck. Take his scholarship away. He's terrible. Drop on my house. Go home, Trent. We don't need you. Make another play. Trent, you're the man. You're the best. You're the greatest. And so this world a lot of times is like, people love you for what you can do for them. That's why I don't get caught up in this. Like when people are like, oh, Trent, you da-da-da-da. I know I'm just as good as the last thing that helped your life. That's it. And that's what I'm here for. I'm okay with that, right? I know once I stop helping your life, then I'm not valuable to you no more. I get that. But what the mistake people make is, and I've seen this happen where, you know, people quote unquote fall off because nobody loves them no more, supports them no more, and they put all their identity into that. But I'm understanding through sports, like most people are only going to love you for what you give to them and what you do for them. And once that's done, they move on. And when you understand that, you don't put your worth and your value in things that change. That's why I put my worth in God. God ain't going to never switch up on me. No matter how bad, how great, how terrible, how excellent I am. So my worth is tied to how God sees me and creates me. Not into how many followers I got, not in how many people show up online, how many people listen to my podcast. Those things are dope. But again, I know that, you know what I mean? Like, all I got to do is say something somebody don't agree with, and they're going to be gone. So I don't put my worth in the things that are temporary. And I think a lot of people make that mistake.